Yeah, guess who's Bizak? I know y'all people in the comments gonna be asking, why does he got on that mink? Why does he got on the Dallas Mavericks hat? These things go together. Which one you want to answer first? First of all, you know what it is. It's the sports edition. Miss, you never heard that before. And like I said, if you caught my last episode 9, Miss, you never heard that before, which was entitled "Why the Environment Shapes Your Future." You already know. I told y'all guys that man, the last sports edition I dropped was for the Final Four, but I didn't get to drop it. I had to erase it very quickly because I made a mistake and kissed the snake. How many doctors would it take? So I made a mistake, man, because I accidentally had MJ stats, MJ highlights playing in the background, and it got Cooper Flagg. So I had to let it go and run it back like Turpin for the Cowboys. But anyway, I'm here to drop you a sports edition, and you know who it is? My favorite basketball team since the 80s, man. Might be showing my age, but it is. It is what it was, what it always will be. The Dallas Mavericks. We got one game left this season. And like my kinfolk Brandon and Russell say, I'm feeling real Rossi about this. Rossi means mad, angered. Yeah. So why am I angry? Because it's going down to the wire. Oh, before I start, why am I wearing the mink? Because since we got one game left, it's almost time for the most important part of the year if your team is tanking and doing weak, the draft. And I always thought about it. I played basketball. My dad wasn't the greatest, but I was fast, had them handles, rolled it to the rack. So I always wonder, what if I got drafted? What would I wear? You know, I'd pull up in a mink. It reminds me of me and my family went to, well, not my family, my whole family yet. My daughter wasn't born yet. We went to Switzerland. We went to Switzerland for one of the vacations, and I wore black people. We don't travel like that. I mean, we travel, but not like this. From come on Abu Dhabi, we go everywhere around the world. We ain't traveling to no shade to Minnesota and to I ain't gonna throw the most shots, man, because every city is great in America, the good old United States. But anyway, say we traveled to Switzerland. I wore a mink coat, t-shirt, khaki pants, and Air Force Ones on the top of a mountain, and I almost froze to death. And I got out there and thought I was gonna be doing snow angels per se. But anyway, so I was like, if I went to the draft, what would I wear? I'd wear a mink coat. I come out there stunting on them. So that's thus the name, thus the mink coat, thus the Mavericks hat. So we got one game left. So it's almost time for the draft lottery, and I'm hoping that the Dallas Mavericks get a top 5 pick. I'm hoping. We lured our way into Cooper Flagg after trading away one of the most prolific scoring threats offensive players ever in Luka Doncic. Love Luka Doncic to death. And I would have never traded him, but I sure enough got tired of yelling at the TV when he wouldn't play defense and when he wouldn't get back because he complaining to the refs. Neither here nor there. Don't get me wrong. Had my complaints, but I had my bragging points. He's the first player since Allen Iverson to drag that type of roster to the NBA Finals. So I'm not hating. Don't get me wrong. I hated the defense, but when you playing so much offense, we got to average 30 a game, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, carrying Dorian Finney-Smith into the finals. I get it, man. I totally get it. But now we into the era of Cooper Flagg. Plant your flag for the Dallas Mavericks. So I'm rolling with them. So this episode is gonna go into the fact. Don't get me wrong. I'm always prepared. I usually got on you ought to see it on the background. And then I'm about to step up the podcast and everything. You about to see me step it up. In the next week or two, you about to see me step it up because I'm developing. YouTube is blowing. Anyway, blowing up. So I'm about to start stepping it up on you boys. Right now we just in our developmental stage. I'm glad with the feedback I'm getting. Haji done told me some things. My brother, everybody give me good feedback. So I'm about to drop it on you boys. I'm really about to step it up. So if you're willing to wait on the ladder to come, then follow me. So right now, this episode is about to be about the rookie competition, the rookie of the year competition. And let's keep it real. The rookie competition is only between 2 people left. And to be honest, I don't even understand why. But the rookie of the year competition is left with Cooper Flagg and Kon Kneuppel. I feel like Barkley right now. Who he played for? I can't never say that name. It's like when people try to say Antetokounmpo. Anyway. It reminds me of my daughter the other day. She saw me because she always like, Daddy, you always watching basketball. So she was laying on my lap. She was watching me scroll through sports. She was like, what's that name? Is that Antetokounmpo? What's that? 6 years old, but read like a champ. Check out her reading channel. Read with me, by the way. But anyway. So Cooper Flagg, Kon Kneuppel. And it's crazy how the year passed by. Like, it went by pretty fast, to be honest with you. From October, November, all the way. We're in April. Can you believe it? We'd have made it all the way to April. Time flies, put some wings on it. So we all the way in April. At the beginning, there was, you know who stood out first? BJ Edgecombe. BJ Edgecombe got out to an amazing start to the Rookie of the Year. He was making it happen. Big score, 30-something, I believe, on the opening night. Cooper Flagg only had like 10 points on the opening night against San Antonio, so we already knew what the time it was. But at the same time, the roster was different. We went from a roster at the beginning of the year that thought we had a chance to make the playoffs, at least the fringe of the playoffs, a little bit over the play-in, to now we're just holding on to their life, my people. So I'm gonna compare Cooper Flagg, Kon Kneuppel, and don't get me wrong, I am biased, slightly biased. Shots out. I am biased because I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, but at the same time, I'm gonna keep it real. And I don't understand the takes that's coming from all these different sports analysts or sports professionals. But I'm gonna give you the real. Let you decide. I don't get a vote. Maybe one day I will if I keep pushing this, but like, let's keep it real. So Cooper Flagg, Kon Kneuppel. I know the stats always don't give you the real picture of what it really is if you watch it every night. If you're a basketball player, like I say, I made it all the way through high school. I did play in college a little bit, a little something, something. And me, I always been a scorer. I put it in a rack. I passed, but I can score that thing. So anyway, the numbers don't always tell what they're supposed to tell. So I'm going to give you the numbers. I'm going to give you these people's point of view on it, which is relevant, which makes sense, but it depends on what side you want to take. I'm taking the side of Flagg, Cooper Flagg, Dallas, Texas, come on, Abu Dhabi. So, Cooper Flagg, what do you average this year? And don't get me wrong, forgive me if I'm looking down sometimes, but I put these stats, I want them in front of me. It's like if I was on ESPN and I had my computer. You can't get mad at people for looking away sometimes. If I was on ESPN on First Take with Stephen A. Dummy, it would be okay for me to have my computer in front of me. I'm prepared, but I do 1,000 jobs at the same time. Multifaceted, as they say. Cooper Flagg, 21.2 points, 6.8 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 47% from the field. I ain't gonna mention his 3-point from the field right now. We know it's low. We know he ain't shooting that 3-ball how he's supposed to. And the shot looks a little. When I used to be a teacher in Houston, used to be this lady. I wouldn't call her name anyway, but she was from one of the country towns in Houston. She used to always say, "That's kind of wonky." Never said to myself, I'm from Lake Como, Texas, hood guy, but never heard it before. But it always made sense. That's kind of wonky. So his 3-point percentage is kind of wonky, but we let it ride. Let's look at Kon Kneuppel stats. 18.5 points per game, not too shabby. 5.1 rebounds, 3.3 assists. So, and 48% from the field. So let's leave it like this. So, about the same numbers in points, even though Cooper got him by like 3 points per game. That check marks for Cooper. 5.1 rebounds for Kon. 6.8 for Cooper. More rebounds. Cool. You should get more rebounds, Cooper Flagg. You bigger, 6'9". Kon Kneuppel, I really don't know how tall he is, but neither here nor there. I know he's shorter than Cooper. Assists, 3.3 for Kon, 4.7 for Cooper Flagg. Now, Cooper got him by a little bit on assists. Now, don't get me wrong. Kid threw him at point guard for the most of the time, so he should have a little bit more assists. But it kind of balances out because even though Kon got a few less assists, you got 3.3 assists, but you got a way better roster. You get the passes to Miles Bridges. You get the pass to Brandon Miller. You get the pass to LaMelo Ball. You get the pass to Kobe White, the Georgia team. You get the pass to Grant Williams. You get the pass to Colin Sexton that was there at the beginning of the year. So you got a lot more people to pass to. Who Cooper Flagg get the passes to? Bagman Bagley, Christie, who could go 1 for 12 any night. Ryan Nembhard, who's a walk-on. If you know anything about college basketball, he's an NBA walk-on, bro. Not talking down. It's not a shot at him, but he's a straight walk-on. Dwight Powell, P.J. Washington, Brandon Williams, who can't make a three if you gave it to him. Chris Middleton, Najee Marshall, who can't make a wide open three-pointer. So it's hard. He got more assists, but it's hard, man, when you pass to these people who really not know big shot makers, big shot takers. So those are the stats. So we're going to keep it there. Now, what I want to go to next? Let's go to the last 5. What makes me mad about it? Shouts out to Brian Windhorst. You really making me mad right now. Your takes make no sense. The other day he made a take. He was like, because you know the last. Let me give you the preamble, the prerequisites, the before. The last 5 games for Cooper Flagg. 33 points against the Spurs, who actually are still trying to win. Had Wembanyama out there. So everything is about context. So it's about communication and context. So his last 5 games, 33 points, 11 points, 25 points, 45 points, 51 points. Rookie record. It was crazy about it because he already set the rookie record at 49. He's about to get 19 years old. Did you know that? Last 5 games for Kon. I got here somewhere. What's the last 5 games for Kon? Forgive me as I'm you gotta forgive me. I might have to come back to it if I can't find it right now. Oh, okay. Last 5 games for Kon. 10 points, 13 points, 11 points, 20 and 20. Now I get it. He got a much better team, so his numbers might be lower. But he's still taking the same amount of shots. And 3-pointers rank is going down, baby, down. What's up, Nelly? So let's compare those numbers. It's not even a contest of those last 5 numbers. But my only problem is how WHer, these other analysts will be saying like, man, the last couple of games, Flagg has really taken over his spot, and that's the reason why that he's going to be getting to the competition. He took over. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't have to be a mathematician to understand. If I'm only doing good in my last 5 games, how am I averaging over 21 points a game? Makes no sense. So obviously, it was not just his last 5 games that made him average 21 points a game. Make that make sense. Anybody, well, they're saying he playing for a bad team. No. Let's don't adjust the narrative. Let's don't move the goalposts. At the beginning, he had Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson. Like, these people are actually trying to play to win the games. He wasn't the first option when you had Anthony Davis. I've seen Anthony Davis take shot after shot after shot. Klay Thompson. Do you remember who our point guard was at the beginning of the season? Do you? D'Angelo Russell? Taking whack left-hand 3-pointers out of nowhere. Like, he was not even the first. He really was a third option when you got Russell at the point guard. He's not looking up to pass the ball. So he was not a first option. He's still averaging 21 points a game. So don't get me wrong. Still shooting 47% from the field. That got to be efficient. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Kon Kneuppel is shooting 48%, shooting high 40s in the 3-point percentage. But my 3-point percentage could be high if I'm not an option. I remember looking at, before games start, we looking at the report. Who do we hold? Who's the first option? Who's the second option? Kon Kneuppel is like the 4th option. He got LaMelo Ball, who's played 70 games this season. So it irks me. I mean, I'm sorry to talk about taking these side notes, but I got to let you know. It's irking me how they keep saying Kon Kneuppel is the reason why the Charlotte Hornets have taken a long stride to make it towards the play-in game. No, it's because LaMelo Ball has played the most games he's played in his young career. It's either a broken wrist or an ankle. He's played 70 games this season. So you got to tell me that has nothing to do with it. You have LaMelo Ball setting the table for you. You're supposed to be open. You have to double team LaMelo Ball. And you got Miles Bridges, who's averaging 17.5 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He has a person that's scoring the ball. LaMelo Ball's averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists a game. You got actual NBA players on your team. So they're taking the defensive pressure off of you. Nobody's doubling Kon Kneuppel, my guy. Not to mention Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists a game. You have legitimate offensive players on your team that take away the defensive pressure from you. So your shots are open. You got a defined role from the start of the season. We need you on that 3-point line. And it's the role you've been playing your whole life, the same role you played in Duke. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not underestimating Kon Kneuppel. He's more than just a 3-point shooter. He's not a 3-and-D type of person. He can take it up. And then I got to watch these games because since I started analyzing these sports, I watch the games. Kon Kneuppel can pump fake it and take off. Got hops. Got the mid-range. Can take it to the rack. Don't get me wrong. He's a baller. He's just not Cooper Flagg. There's levels to this. So he's a baller's baller. Especially when you're averaging 18. He's averaging 18 points. And they got Kobe White. Kobe White, who Dallas should have gotten the first place instead of trying to get D'Angelo hustle. Kobe White's averaging 18, 4, and 4. Off the muscle. And they got a legitimate center at Diabate. 8, 9, and 2. 8 points, 9 rebounds. That is legitimate for a center these days in the NBA. 8, 9. Mavericks don't have a center average of 8, 9. Derek Lively played 7 games this year. And Jason Kidd, don't get me wrong, understand the logic behind it. But you heard his rookie of the year chance when you put him at point guard for the whole year. He averaged 21 points a game and he was playing point guard. Nobody sitting at the table for him like you got LaMelo Ball. Nobody sitting at the table for him. Kid threw him out there at point guard. Yes, he turned the ball over. Of course, he's a 6'9" point guard who's never played point guard before. So his role wasn't defined. He went from point guard. They got him playing the 2. They got him playing the 3. They got him playing the 4. They got him playing the small 5. It's making him a better overall player. Kon Kneuppel Get out there and play your role, the same role you've been playing your whole life. Go shoot the ball, and let LaMelo do the rest. Is that even when way more is expected of you? Way more is expected of you. They be like, well, you know, he's shooting way more shots. Brian Windhorst said they have Cooper Flagg out there chunking up shots like Bam Adebayo. Where are these takes coming from? I'm already mad that Brian Windhorst made his whole career off of following LeBron James around. That's the game. And don't get me wrong, he's a journalist, he's an analyst. Your job is to cover the sports. When you hitch your ride onto one of these players and that makes your whole career, nobody would be looking at you right now if it wasn't for LeBron. You owe LeBron some money. You should never say anything negative about LeBron like I get it, because you owe him. Just like Stephen A. Smith. Don't get me wrong. He's paved the way for a lot of African American people to get into media. He's done his thing, but he hitched his ride along Allen Iverson. If it wasn't for Allen Iverson, you wouldn't be where you are now. Let's just keep it real. So, sorry I got off my wild tangent, but okay. Who Cooper Flagg done had? Ron Nembhard, walk on. Brandon Williams, not a point guard. He thought he was going to get to play with Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was about to come back, but why would he come back with the record looking like it was? He had no point guard. Can you imagine next year when Cooper Flagg actually get a point guard? So you can win some of those clutch games. I understand they said, we know Charlotte has more to play for. Charlotte had a 9-16 clutch record with all of their players there. Mavericks, 19-27 in clutch games. So they played 46 clutch games and lost 27 of it. Can you imagine how many they would have won if they had Kyrie Irving in the fold? Derek Lively. Mavericks had Dwight Powell. Marvin Bagman Bagley. Now, don't get me wrong. Bagley killed. He did good when he came with us. Averaged 10 and 6, 40% from the three. Played good when he was with us. And since I'm speaking on Ron Nembhard, the walk-on, we got Cisse Mousse. They got a lot of time. He played out his extra man contract. Average 4 and 5, get you the boards when they in the game. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking them, but like look at our roster. And then Brian Williams talking about, yeah, we got him shooting shot. Who hasn't been? When you got the #1 pick, when your record is terrible, who has punished teams for letting their rookie develop and take the shots he's supposed to be shooting? Oh, I guess you want 38-year-old Chris Middleton taking all the shots. You want 73-year-old Klay Thompson getting this. And don't get me wrong, if you know basketball, I like Klay Thompson, but Golden State trade them for a reason. Anytime you put the ball on the floor more than 2 or 3 times, it could get shaky out there for Klay Thompson. We got Klay Thompson taking more, and then the Ross, it's a trickle down. He could have been taking wide open threes, doing what he do, but you have no point guard. You got less scoring threats out there. So that turned Klay Thompson into thinking he could take 4, 5, 6 dribbles. So he forcing up bricks, shooting up the back of the rim, shots he shouldn't be taking. So he's struggling. So you got Cooper Flagg and Kon Kneuppel. Let's take it this way. Let's talk about what you get. He averaged 21. It's more points. I get it. Playing for a weaker team. But your best defensive man of the night is on Cooper Flagg. You playing the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, Gerald Jones Jr., we got Cooper. Anytime he putting his shoes on and strapping them up to New Balances, he got to go out there and face the hardest defender every single night. And it's a double team. When you get double teamed, Mavericks are 29th. No, they're 30th. They're shooting 30% in wide open threes. So if you're shooting 30% in wide open threes, you think I'm flaring out to go help, or am I going? I'm gonna stop the paint. I got 6 people in the paint waiting for Cooper Flagg to come. Kon Kneuppel don't have to worry about that. You are not playing off of LaMelo Ball because he's going to trade bump. You're not playing off of Brandon Miller. He's going to trade. You're not playing off of Bridges. He got 3-point shooters. Even Kobe White, threes. Even Josh Green used to be a match. Even Grant Williams. These are 3-point shooters. You cannot leave them open. Even Colin Sexton, when he played for them, was shooting 40%. You're not leaving them open. So anytime Cooper Flagg, and he had him playing point at the top of the key. So anytime he even taking this man off the dribble, we're doubling and tripling him. We're leaving Najee Marshall and P.J. Washington wide open from that 3-pointer because they can't. Man, if I see Najee Marshall shoot one more tippy-toe 3-pointer, and twin Kobe Martin with that double hit shot, leave him open. Dwight Powell, leave him open. Who else the Mavericks got? Christie, don't get me wrong, Christie had one of his best seasons in his career, but he still was trash. He can get out there and shoot 1 for 12. He's scared to shoot shots. And then let's say the Mavericks got 1 3-point shooter. It's Christie. We out there. He got to take it off the dribble. Oh, goodness, don't let him take it off the dribble. Clay. They surrounded Clay. So it's hard, man. He had nobody to give the ball to and no point guard. A lot of times they had Najee Marshall out there playing point guard. Well, he don't know about playing point guard. Don't get me wrong. He's never played point guard. He really just driving to the middle range, shooting that little floater because he can't take it all the way and he has no three-pointer. It's hard out there for Cooper Flagg. It's hard out there. So if you know anything about basketball and you're trying to compare these things, that's why I like Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony say, after watching these games, and don't get me wrong, I get it. If you're actual analysis, you have no time to watch all of these games. There's too many games, 82 games per season, all these teams. And then Mavericks playing terrible, they tanking. You're not watching the Mavericks every night, but I am. You're triple teaming him. You had Anthony Davis, Booker complaining about being double teamed. And these NBA players that's been in the league. Cooper getting doubled and triple teamed from day one, and he's still averaging 21 points a game. He's the rookie of the year, without a doubt. I don't know why these half basketball watching people are saying, oh, he had a couple of good games over. No, he's not having a couple of good games. 30 after 30 after 40 after 40, 50 piece, 20 piece, 20 piece. Even right now, he's still 30 piece against Wembanyama. And you think they're not double teaming him? Carter Bryant, that played for San Antonio Spurs, great defender out of college. They're triple teaming this guy. Nobody's double teaming Kon Kneuppel. And if you are, you're not watching tape because there's too many people on that team when you got to double team him. Let me read you these numbers real quick. Miles Bridges averaged 17.5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Diop already told you 8, 9, and 3. Brandon Miller 25 and 4. Ball 25 and 7. Kneuppel shooting 13.5 shots a game. Cooper Flagg shooting 16. 2 more shots a game. He's picking and shooting. He's not out there just shooting. He's not out there Allen Iverson in the 90s just chunking up shots. He could be more efficient, but it's hard to be efficient when they pack in the paint and you got nobody to pass it out to. It's hard. Dallas Mavericks won 25 and 56. Right now, as of right now, I think that they're like 43 and 38. So they won about 18 more games. They're supposed to, man. They got a way better roster, man. Let's just be real. They got a way better roster. Way better roster. We got Nembhard 6, 2, and 5. Powell averaging 3 and 3. PJ Washington averaging 14. And let's take it this way. PJ Washington has played 56 games this year, which is take it or leave it when you trade Anthony Davis to the Wizards, when you have Kyrie Irving not playing. PJ Washington was either the second or third best player on the team. This year, he was the third best, averaging 14 points a game. Christie played 75 games this year, averaging 12, 3, and 2. Take it or leave it. We had Najee Marshall was averaging 15, 5, and 3. He was. But it takes a whole lot of shots for Najee Marshall averaging 15 when he's shooting out mid ranges. So that's taking the ball away from Cooper Flagg. We had D'Angelo Russell start. He ain't touched the floor since. I don't even know what happened to D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if he's still in the league. Clay averaged 11 a game. Gafford averaged 9. Played 55 games this year. If your second place center played 55 games per year this year, you got the starting center, Derek Lively, playing 7 games. What are we left with? I'm glad you asked. A.J. Johnson, Polakadukas. Don't know his name, to be honest with you. Nobody else would anyway. Walk-on player from Yale. Just joined us not too long ago. Guys, our roster. The roster. We're not looking good. We're not feeling good. So all I'm waiting for is this offseason. But my thing is, if I had a vote, it got to go to not only the most consistent player. How can you be the most consistent player when you still take the blood of the defense every game, the heart? And not only that, he's playing on both sides of the ball. Averaging 1.5 steals a game. Averaging 1.5 blocks a game. He's playing both sides of the ball. You know how hard that is? You got all the offensive responsibilities. Kid might play at point guard, might play at small forward. And you see how his numbers stepped up when he was playing off the ball. As he should. Not hating you, kid. But you put my man in some tough situations. You made it hard for him. You shaving points. Come on now. It's hard out there, man. It's a lot going on. So, my point is, you got to give it to him. getting held by the hardest defender every night. And a lot of times, and if you're a good team, you got two. And now don't forget that the Clippers also got Dunn. So you got Dunn, Kawhi, and Jones, all of them on Cooper Flagg. When he scored his 50 piece, I believe it was against Orlando. They're still trying to win. Don't get me wrong. As Draymond Green said, these teams should be fine. They're on us for the tank, and I get it. But the team we playing against are not tanking. They're trying to win. So they doubling trip. Paulo Banchero, Duke alumni with Cooper Flagg. Cooper was giving him the Hill Street Blues. Hill Street Blues. So you out there playing, and it's hard. And it's not like, don't get me wrong, Cooper Flagg's not the greatest three-point shooter, but he mid-range and he taking it to the rack. So it's packed inside of there. So when he go to the rack, it's 2, 3, 4 people on him. And a rookie, 18, 19 years old. He got to put some weight on himself. So think about when he get more coordinated, when he puts some weight on him. That 21 points per game is going to turn into 25 and 26. Free throw shooting, developed throughout the year, got way better at it as the year passed on. Luka was still at 70-some%. Not knocking on you, Luka. I'm being real. I don't remember what Luka numbers were, but were they 21, 7, and 5? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year, place your vote. Dallas Mavericks, 2025, 2026. I am hoping and wishing, praying and hoping that next year we got better. We got to have, I can't wait to see the exit interviews. We need a better year. So, Mavericks, hire a capable GM. Sorry. Hire a capable GM. Now, if we're going to hire in-house, it got to be Fendi. Fendi's a lifer. I hope we don't hire in-house because we really need somebody that's been there and got some connections. Nico Harrison was a mistake. So we need to bring in somebody who got knowledge of it, that can get us some connections, that can use our money wise, that can get a good draft pick. We need to develop for Cooper Flagg. We need to put something around him. Like, make him an island. Put everything around. Put the hole, put the water, put it around him. Let's see my birthday. So I'm just saying, like, this is in another thing in my sports column, this is my to the draft WHer. But I'm saying, man, so this has been my report on the Rookie of the Year. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you going with Cooper Flagg? Are you going with Kon Kneuppel? What do you think? Now, don't get me wrong, there's no wrong answer. If you can back it up, give me some reasoning behind it. Don't just say Kon Kneuppel. He's and say, look, don't get me wrong. What really changed the narrative is when Cooper Flagg got hurt and was out for a few games. Then everybody saw how it was building Kon Kneuppel, blah, blah, blah. So in that case, really, you can't say for what you done for me lately because he only had that little span. Like, that's not consistent when you had about 10 or 12 games when everybody want to put you ahead of Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg been doing this all year long. 68 games, I believe, something like that. 68 games. Now, Kon Kneuppel done played 70, some maybe 75, 79, I don't know. But it's easy to play all the games and all the responsibility's not on you. Yeah, Cooper Flagg played about 70 games, but he got he's taking wear and tear and beat down to the ground because he's the only one they got. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if we were healthy this year, his numbers might not have been that so great, but neither would the wear and tear would have been. If we would have started the year with a point guard instead of D'Angelo Russell, and don't get me wrong, I was high on D'Angelo Russell. And then you got to when you're a true to heart fan. I was hoping he was gonna make it happen. Man, that left hand got put off the roster and out of the rotation so fast. And then we was left with a walk-on and Brandon Williams, who don't play point guard. So we had to keep Cooper at the point guard. I can't wait to see what we got next year. So who's the most important to your team? Who's the most consistent? Who had the better numbers? Who got to have the hardest defensive assignment all night? And who get to have to play both sides of the ball to DM up? Cooper, which I knew his middle name Flagg. Plant your flag. If you got to vote, let's make it happen. I'm dropping this. Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year, 2025, 2026. Holla at your boy. Missy, you never heard that before. Come on, Abu Dhabi. Please check out my daily affirmations, my daily drops. Just my thoughts. I'm dropping them every single day because I'm consistent. I average 21 posts a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 47% from the field. Those are the stats. You do the rest. Holla at your boy. Kon Kneuppel, 18.5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Don't get me wrong. If there was any other year, those are Rookie of the Year numbers. At the least, y'all can make it a top. Shouts out to Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. Tell me what you think. Drop the comments. I'm asking y'all, who you think should be the Rookie of the Year? If you know anything about basketball, I know where your vote is going. Share, subscribe. It's your boy, Mister. You never heard that before. Why? Because you haven't heard that before. Oh, also, I dropped a comment in one of my posts. The thing that's going around right now is a knock challenge. Let me know. Do you think I should drop my verse? If you know anything about my music, Google it. Best of Bros, Fam Rec. Check out them bars. Playing Your Escape. It's your boy. Holla at me. Jill.